the news? Hey, is there something new? What's the news? Say what you want to say.
So yeah, this is welcome to Coffee Talk. We're having a good time playing Resident Evil. It's been a fun week.
Yeah.
We're recording early again. We're recording on a Sunday. 2 days. So Resident Evil came out on Friday. When was it that the Iranian guy was killed? Their leader.
That was like yesterday.
Or was it the day
Yesterday
before?
morning.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning, Ayatollah Khamenei, Ali Khamenei is his name, Ayatollah is his title, was killed in a U.S. airstrike.
Yes.
Crazy guys.
Yeah.
I mean, on one hand, the dude is a religious tyrant that probably, not even probably, definitely deserved to die in a horrible way, just based on all of the pain and torturing, or the
Suffering.
the horrible things that he's done. All the suffering. But yeah, let's see if I can get a New York Times article pulled up here, because I didn't prep it all this week.
That's fine. I have a little bit of a story I can go into. And that kind of it'll be a good segue into it. So,
Sure. Well, I got
you guys remember?
Oh, go ahead.
You guys remember about the Maduro raid, right?
Yeah.
Like about a month ago, I think. At this point, I don't know. Fucking time seems weird.
That was.
Is
that Venezuela?
We are living
or was
through
that,
major,
it's not
major
Venezuela. I keep saying
historical
every time
events.
it's Venezuela.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, our lives have started and basically only been major historical events. Isn't that crazy? We were young when 9/11 happened, and it just...
It
man,
doesn't
the years,
stop, does it? It
we
doesn't stop,
We were
does it?
younger when Smash Mouth released their hit song. I'll be honest, I forgot the name of that song.
All Star.
Does anybody remember the song? All Star, there it is.
Yeah.
The years start coming and they don't stop coming.
Yeah.
And by God, they do not
major
stop
historical
coming.
events. God, I just wish
it
they would
is only March.
stop.
Yes.
I would like it if God could turn the bukkake valve off or something for these years that keep coming on us.
Yeah.
God damn.
Anyways, so the Maduro
Knock
raid,
it
right?
off.
Well, the military used a tool in its arsenal to try to track down Maduro and execute their plans.
yeah, the Oh, yep.
One of the tools that they used.
Go ahead. I was going to say the discombobulator.
Oh no, not that tool. This is ChatGPT's.
You're not talking about
No,
that.
this is ChatGPT's competitor named Claude. How familiar you guys are with Claude?
I've never met a Claude. Brandon, have you?
No, I have met people who I would call Claudes, but
That makes
never
sense. Yeah.
a person named Claude.
Okay, so Claude is an AI, an artificial intelligence that was developed by Anthropic. Anthropic is just trying to get their foot into the AI game. I believe ChatGPT is more of a language model. I'm not quite sure what Claude is, but I do know that they're very similar in how they function. They're just another AI. One's language, and the other one's just probably more wide usage of our utility, which is the reason why the military used Claude. And for some reason or another, they said Claude is their best chance to execute this plan.
Right.
Now,
Is this... sorry if this is already what you're getting to. I heard about this a little bit ago, that they're using AI to determine targets and things like that. Is this what Claude does?
yes, kind of, yes.
Okay.
So, as it stands right now, there is guardrails in place for AI, which I would say is a necessary guardrail. There's two of them that you can't use the Claude to do. one of the guardrails is you can't use AI to kill a human without a human to press the button. So it cannot be autonomous. It can't be like automatic. It can't just be because then you would have possibly an escape AI that will just kill anything.
Right.
So that's just a good safety precaution.
To do so.
Yes. And then this is step 2 in what a guardrail is. Now, there are the military. So here, step 2 is no domestic surveillance. So you cannot spy upon American citizens. That's the second guardrail. And the CEO of Anthropic really is adamant about these guardrails. However, Pete Hegseth,
you're cutting out a little bit for me, Taryn.
Okay. However, Pete Hegseth at the Department of War, he doesn't want any guardrails when it comes to AI. He wants to say fuck that and just do whatever he wants with them, and that includes the domestic surveillance and also the autonomous killing of AI using AI. So we're gonna stop right there and see what your guys' thoughts on that.
Sure. My first thought, unless Brandon, you have a thought you want to take away right fast.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead.
I have a bit to say. Okay. Well, my first thought, I've been kind of thinking about this. Like, you know, they're dumping a bunch of money into AI.
Yes.
And, you know, everybody's like, this isn't making any money at all. How come we're spending billions and billions of dollars? Not my first thought, but like the one of the things I've been thinking of is like AI, I think, might just be like a weapon. Like think about all the military spending that we, you know, that we authorize, the billions and billions, almost $1 trillion worth of our budget goes into the military. It's kind of, I don't know, similar, right, to what we're doing with AI, where it's just we're dumping money into a zero profit game, which is the military. The only profit's going to the people who are, you know, currently developing it.
Yeah.
I think this is like the whole goal of AI is to take over this idea. And the surveillance thing, I read a book. I didn't finish it because it was so depressing. It was called Nexus, and I can't remember who it's by. But it talks about this idea of like all throughout the years, governments have done their damnedest to monitor citizens, you know, people they deem the wrong type of people. You know, like the FBI monitored the Black Panther Party and all the activists back in like the 60s and 70s, and the KGB was always trying to like do the next best, you know, to monitor people who even showed like a shred of dissent toward the party. But the problem was that they could monitor all of this stuff, but it eventually amounted to like millions and millions of documents, and there's only so many people that can go through that stuff and actually determine a target. But now you have AI that can go through millions and millions of documents in seconds.
Yeah.
And I think that's ultimately the goal of this. Maybe not for an LLM or anything like that, but I don't know.
Yeah, and to back up, the book you referenced, Nexus, it's, I believe that if I have this correct, if I don't, then correct me or something. It's written by Yuval Noah Harari, and it's the latest book, Nexus,
right.
A Brief History of Information Networks from the Stone Age to AI. Explores humans' extraordinary voyage into information era, published in the late 2004. The book is translated into nearly 50. Yeah, that's 2024. Nearly 50 different languages. Became an instant bestseller in the USA, Canada, Brazil, and the United Kingdom, Germany, Spain, Italy, Portugal, Japan, and more. So,
yeah, it's a fantastic book, but also incredibly depressing because it's just, it goes through all of this. These ideas of like, what if we have a super being that can decompress all this stuff, and it gets into the wrong hands, and like just tag all of these
Skynet
people.
level stuff.
Yeah, it's not like making robots to kill us, but it's more like, what if surveillance was actually effective, like mass surveillance, which it's not really effective. So that's kind of my thought. Maybe that's what the AI bubble is funded by, is this idea that it's I don't know. I also listened to a Hank Green episode where he talked with a computer engineer, and he kind of quelled my doomsday theories about it. But it was also it was only quelled because he was like, they've kind of reached the cap as far as like the LLM stuff goes, and now it's more about like chopping that up and making it into like little things that can do a specific task. And honestly, if AI can, go through data and make people's jobs easier, or if it can effectively turn, human language into code, so people can program their own things, that's a great that's a great thing. But the problem is it doesn't do a great job at that right now, and it also it steals people's jobs.
Well, not only that. So here is something interesting I've been thinking about AI, and we can go. So let me circle around. Brandon, what's your thoughts first before I transition?
Let's get you, Brandon.
It's just the evolution of the surveillance state, pretty much.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't really have a whole lot.
That's fine. That's what Edward Snowden was worried about.
horrible?
The surveillance state. That's the whistleblower back in 2014.
It's horrible when you see all of this stuff actually happening, and you're like, this is just like all the books that you read. That's like that tells you exactly what it is, and that it's happening, and nobody seems to be able to do anything about it. Even
Yeah, I read Edward Snowden's book, Permanent Record, years ago, and it's really good. It's a really good read.
I'll have to give it a look.
He talks about like the systems that are play, and like think of like the ship of the Titanic, where you have so much speed going in one direction, and to do a course correction, you're gonna like capsize the ship. So you have to make micro adjustments, but that's still not gonna be great in.
We're still going to hit an iceberg, but it depends how bad it. Fair enough.
And then, but that's a separate topic. What I was going to say is, I think where AI is going to be headed in the short term here is, like you said, LLMs are kind of like maximized in what they are able to do. So I think what the next goal is an AI that can write code and learn from that code to write another code. And that way programming
that's kind of the goal is to make it.
Yeah. Programming is basically automated that way.
Yeah.
You get better at programming. I think that's kind of where the gears are shifting to. But that's not necessarily what this is going to be about, because we're talking about Maduro and Claude. And the military used Claude to capture Maduro. Now, at the end of the day, they still had to do the raid, but Claude gave them the best answers. Now, Pete Hegseth wanted those guardrails to be removed, and those guardrails, the military just basically gave Anthropic a deadline as to when to remove those deadlines. And that was Thursday, February 26, 2026. So that was just last week, I think.
Yeah, a few days ago.
Yeah.
3 days ago, 4 days ago.
Yeah, and I got a quote here, a few different things. On Thursday, Anthropic, the CEO, I don't know his name or how to pronounce it, Amodi, I guess his name is, could not accept the Pentagon's latest changes to the terms of its contract. Quote, I believe deeply in the existential importance of using AI to defend the United States and other democracies, and to defeat autocratic adversaries, the CEO wrote in a lengthy statement about the impasse. Anthropic understands that the Department of War, not private companies, makes military decisions. We have never raised objectives to particular military operations, nor attempted to limit the use of technology in an ad hoc manner, he said. So he's definitely trying to push back against that, because he believes the guardrails are for reasons like that are safety reasons. Yet the military doesn't want to do that. And he said, further said, however, in a narrow set of cases, we believe AI can undermine rather than define democracy values. The CEO continued, he described a domestic mass surveillance and fully autonomous weapons as uses that are simply outside the bounds of what today technology can safely, reliably do. Those uses have never been included in our contracts with the Department of War, and we believe they should not be included now, he added. So that's where he's pushing back.
Right.
And he...
Well, good for him.
Definitely good for him, but it's not great that the one person you're picking a fight is the head of the military, the Department of War.
Yeah. Yeah, the people that you're picking a fight against are the people that are like, we don't really care about laws or anything.
Yeah.
So, it's not actually. I mean, as hopeful as it could be, it's not as hopeful as we wish it could be.
Yep. Now, keep in mind, because the military does use Claude, and I believe they do some funding. One person close to the discussion said Hegseth dangled the possibility of canceling Anthropic's $200 million contract with the Department of Defense Department. Sorry, I meant to say Department of War because it's been changed. It's Department of War, right. Defense Department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows what it is anymore?
Yeah. While a Pentagon official said repercussions could include forcing Anthropic to allow the federal government to use its AI model against its will and effectively blacklisting Anthropic from working with the U.S. military. So now they're making threats of like, all right, we're just going to cut you completely out.
Yeah, we're going to cut you out and we're going to use it anyway. Like, we're not going to...
Yeah.
See, this... It's just one of those, like... because this is what we... God damn it. Brandon, do you want to take over here? Because it's like...
This is what happens when you hire an alcoholic former Fox News host to run the fucking military.
Yep.
Yeah, he turns on the Skynet button.
Yep.
He's like, we're gonna do this because it's for the best.
Guys, Terminator 3 was not a recommendation. You don't
I
do
feel
it.
like it's more of a goal now more than ever where people are trying to strive for that. But
Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Hold on. Don't hold on. It reminds me, there's this poem called The Second Coming by W.B. Yeats. I think I brought it up before, but it's kind of like this idea of like people expect that when the world ends, Jesus is going to come back, or like, and things are going to be okay, and that's a good thing. But Judgment Day is everybody dies, and then we fight a war with demons for 100 years.
Yeah.
So that's not what we want. We don't want Judgment Day, Pete Hegseth. Jesus.
Yeah.
God damn.
I do have a little last thing at the end of the podcast I want to mention as well, since you mentioned a poem, and I think it's quite fitting. But we'll get to that later.
Did you write me a love letter?
No,
Jared?
I did not. It's a good poem though. I think it's kind of fitting.
Oh. I see how it is. I see.
Anyways, but back to Anthropic and Judgment Day. The CEO said, these threats do not change our positions. We cannot in good conscience accede to their requests. But given the substantial value that Anthropic technology provides to our armed forces, we hope they reconsider. And what has been transpiring is Anthropic is like, give us any other deal besides getting rid of these two guidelines and we'll make a deal with you. It's anything at all. Everything's on the table, but just aside from these two these guardrails. That's all we want. It's some level of assurance that it's not going to be automated and there's no going to be domestic surveillance, which I think is a reasonable request.
Yeah, I think that's a good request. I think that's the type of CEO you want.
Yeah.
To run the one that's like, no, we don't want this, but conspiracy hats on, maybe this is just a smokescreen, maybe he is just doing this and then he's going to come to an agreement and it's going to but you get these views out first and he's like, I was forced to do it by the government, pass the buck a little bit or something, instead of just letting it happen. So maybe people will be like, oh look, see, he actually tried to fight it. That's just conspiracy thought.
You just know if they agree to to have the guardrails up, they're still gonna fucking do it.
Well, nice of you to mention that, Brandon, because the Pentagon has given Anthropic a hard deadline. In a post on X on Thursday, the Pentagon spokesman Sean Purnell warned that Anthropic had until Friday afternoon before the Pentagon would take action. And here's the quote. They have until 5:01 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday to decide. Otherwise, we will terminate our partnership with Anthropic and deem them a supply chain risk for DOW. Purnell wrote using the Pentagon's rebranded Department of War acronym.
So he's threatening the company.
Oh yeah, and he's saying a supply chain risk.
So that's like
now.
that's like a twofer. Yeah, that's like a twofer there. Like not only does he want to use it for bad, he wants to like be a Bond villain, but he's also like threatening a free company.
Oh yeah.
Or he's also using government influence to make a company do what he wants it to do.
Yeah.
What a chode.
I love our mafia government. It's extortion.
Yeah, mafia government, extortion, blackmail. I mean, just remember too. This is all distraction for the Epstein files, which prove that there's a billionaire cabal of pedophile people. Just out here.
Yeah, it's not great.
Getting people. Snatching kids.
Also, I don't understand. Obviously, I don't run a massive business by any means. I mean, I just have a small little streaming channel, if you call it that a business. But I thought if in a free country, the businesses are allowed to, dictate whether or not they want to sell their services to a customer or not. So what's the worst that could happen is saying, Claude, no, we don't want to sell this to the military, besides of losing out on profit. I mean, that's...
Right. Well, yeah, and that's the thing, is they say that, but it's also like, well, they are the... I feel like as a business owner, you're always thinking like, well, they can't do anything, but they said they're going to do it.
Well, then the legal fees start adding up, I'm guessing.
Exactly. Like it still costs money to defend yourself against an unconstitutional thing, which is fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you're just between like a rock and a hard. You either like you risk losing everything, or whatever, or you sell out and fucking become a government shill or something. Like
yeah.
I don't know. It just sucks. There's no good way.
So I don't have the resolution to this because it's still relatively recent. I don't know the fallout of this. However, the thing that happened just this past weekend where the United States has been like invading or bombing Iran, like they are reportedly using Claude's Anthropic AI model. So they're still continuing
they're just doing it.
to use it.
Who knows if it's pushing the button, though? Like, that's the important thing. As long as it isn't the one that's like being like, all right, kill. It's not pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we're hoping for.
So this is by The Guardian. And it's the U.S. military reportedly used Claude's Anthropic AI model to inform its attack on Iran, despite Donald Trump's decision announced hours earlier to sever all ties with the company and its artificial intelligence tools. The use of Claude during the massive joint U.S.-Israeli bombardment of Iran that began on Saturday was reported by the Wall Street Journal and Axios. It underlines the complexity of the U.S. military withdrawing powerful AI tools from its mission when the technology is already intricately embedded in the operation. According to the journal, from the U.S. military commanded use of the tools for intelligence purposes, as well as to help select targets and carry out battlefield simulations. So,
wow.
Even though Claude is trying to push back, the military is still using it and still threatening Claude, which is kind of redundant. Trying to have their cake and eat it too.
I just want to say, through all of this, like, when I was playing Halo back in the day and also falling asleep to the book Halo: The Fall of Reach, this isn't what I imagined artificial intelligence doing, like AI doing. You know what I mean? Like, I know it makes sense because, I mean, I guess it technically happened in the Halo universe as well, and they do it in the Halo universe. Like all the AI there are for like
Cortana was a weapon to
actions
to destroy the outer colonies. Yeah,
but it's just the AI in that seems so much more human and reasonable than like what we're doing now. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna spy on everybody. Nobody's safe anymore.
Well, here's the difference, though. You're misconstruing a fully fledged out artificial intelligence that is sentient in a way, rather than just owned by a corporation or that's by a military, used by a military.
That's a good point. I mean, they did have just dumb AI though, not the non-sentient kind.
That is true.
That was used for like, you know, running ships and the systems there. And I always thought, wow, that's so cool. I can't believe they have that. Wouldn't it be crazy if we had that? And now it's like we kind of have that, and it's not cool at all.
Yeah.
Like I just don't want it. I don't want AI in my Predator drone. No, thank you. Get it out of here. That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, it is. It really is. People don't understand.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, this is where I get. I understand and I'm sympathetic to like the whole smart technology argument. Like, not everything in your life needs to be smart. You don't need a smart refrigerator or a smart, toaster. Like, they work perfectly fine by themselves.
But what if I want to play Skyrim on my refrigerator?
I mean,
come on.
Sure.
You didn't think about that.
If you really want to, they do have that. But why would you want to envelop your life more and more intricately with this technology when it could backfire?
Right.
But people don't understand the level of, like, it's like they're walking on a precipice with a blindfold on, and they don't know they're walking on a precipice.
Yeah, there's things that you just don't foresee.
Yes.
This is back to the Hank Green video that just came out where he was talking about, like, we invented email because we were tired of fax machines, and it was great until we were like, there's too many fucking emails.
Yep.
Well, not, like there's, that was one of the things he brought up. That's every technology has something like that where it fixes a problem, but it's also like, here's problems you didn't even think about.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, here's AI. It can cure cancer, but it also will kill a bunch of children in Iran.
Yep.
Or, it'll start a civil war somewhere, or it's going to make unrest in America and divide the nation.
Now,
we don't understand that.
And also there was something I wanted to touch on a little bit. It's interesting in a way where now more than ever with the internet and with AI tools like ChatGPT or whatever, people have these tools ready, accessible. And so you don't need to be like a programmer to program a piece of software. You could have the AI do it. Now that's a good thing. Like, if you want to develop a website, perfectly fine. You could do that. That works. That's what its use case is for. However, at the same coin, the other side of it is the same accessibility is you don't need to be a chemist to make a bomb. Like, you just have AI. Like, that's the same level access. And it's so weird where we accept one as good, but we don't want to accept the downfall of the other because it's such more detrimental. Right.
Yeah. The same thing that is, it's not the same exact AI, but like the same thing that's helping you make your website look better is also generating child sex abuse material for people.
Yep. It's fucked up.
It's being. The very same thing that's meant to save you is also the same thing that's killing you.
Like I said, we're walking upon a precipice and we don't know we're walking. Yeah. But.
Yep.
But I kind of wanted to segue into the Iran thing, which I think you have pulled up. Which.
Yeah. Would you like me to get into this article?
Sure.
About
unless Brandon has any more comments about this.
Yeah, Brandon, let's hear what you have to say about AI.
I have nothing. Fuck AI.
Why, you're not for it?
No, your fucking data centers are going to be on fire. When things start going to shit, I am lighting your data centers on fire, motherfuckers.
Why would you light the data centers on fire when you can cut the cables? We had this discussion last week.
Okay, no, hold on. Brandon, before you light them on fire, you have to take all of the RAM out because we need to redistribute the RAM.
Yeah, the RAM prices are insane.
Don't jump the gun.
Let's go ahead and sell those. We can make a killing.
I am going to call myself Ramen Hood.
Ramen Hood? Okay, that sounds not like that. It sounds like an uncircumcised porn star.
I'll workshop it.
Workshop that.
This is Brandon's
put
evil
that back
work.
in the oven for a little bit. Come back to me.
We might have
This
to.
is the
We might
start
have
of
to.
Brandon's evil work.
We might have to cut this discussion out because like data centers might start going on
it's
fire
staying
next
in.
week.
It's staying
Dude,
in.
Ramen Hood is canon now, Brandon. Your
it's
alter
it's
ego is
staying in.
Ramen Hood.
This is the origins of your evil work, Raymond Hood.
That's my rapper name.
I like it.
Oh man.
Uh,
All right, this article's from the New York Times by Arash Kamushi. It's called Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, hardline cleric who made Iran a regional power, is dead at 86. I'm just going to read a couple blurbs here out of this. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who in more than 3 decades as Iran's supreme leader turned the Islamic Republic into a regional power, brutally crushing dissent at home and maintaining unswerving hostility to the United States and Israel, died on Saturday during U.S. and Israeli military strikes on his country. He was 86. I've heard prior to this that he was like on his deathbed anyway.
yeah, I know there
just
was a
throwing
lot
that
of
out
civil
there,
unrest like a month ago, but
yeah, there's been protest. I think they killed like 40,000 protesters. Iran's
complicated.
It's a fucked up place.
It's
It's a complicated thing. The government, in short, the government kind of is suppressing people, but also some people want that because it gives men a lot of power over women, and they don't want to lose that power. But then there's some men who are, normal fucking humans who are like, we should all be free. So, it's like with anywhere else. It's complicated. There are a bunch of assholes, and there are a bunch of people who just want to live their fucking lives.
Yep.
So, that's what you got to know about Iran. It's just like over here. Look at pictures of Iran. You think, oh, it's all a desert. But if you look at pictures, there's like Toyota Camrys parked on the street. There's schools and shit. There's restaurants. There's markets. It's like I was saying last week about Mexico. There's people go to the grocery store and they come home and they cook food for their family. That's Iran.
Yeah.
And no matter how fucked up their government is, no matter how crooked their leader was, these people just want to live their life. So, President Trump announced the death, writing on his Truth social media platform. I fucking hate this, by the way. Just go to a fucking newspaper. Bring back God. I don't care about AI. Can we just get rid of fucking making press conferences on social media? What are we doing? I hate it. Now that's just a little me rant. Sorry. He wrote, Khamenei, one of the most evil people in history, is dead. Iranian state media later confirmed he'd been killed. Ayatollah Khamenei's death came amid an extensive attack on Iran by the United States and Israel earlier in the day. Mr. Trump had been building U.S. military forces in the Middle East for weeks and threatening to hit Iran if it did not agree to his demands, which included ending its nuclear program and accepting restrictions on its ballistic missiles. After the attack began, Mr. Trump encouraged Iranians to take over their government. So, that might be where I stop for on this article. I'll kind of go through it as we talk, but I don't know how you guys kept up with this, but I remember stopping on my truck and looking at Reddit and seeing like, oh, we struck Iran. I wonder, who we killed in that. And then I saw that they retaliated by hitting a U.S. base. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So a few things come to mind. First, I thought No, I'm not obviously for Donald Trump, but I thought the entire reason as to like why you would vote for Donald Trump is no more war. Like that was the whole thing. And then there was the whole
he was the no new wars president.
Yeah, there was the whole new thing of like where a vote for Kamala is a vote for like a war. Like that, the whole slander, that doesn't make sense to me. And then they go do the same very thing that that they said they weren't going to do. So
Trump voters are not exactly known for their
I'm not
consistency.
going to be surprised because, it's Donald Trump and he lies. So I'm not surprised by it. But yeah. Sorry, Brandon, what were you about to say?
Yeah.
I just said they're not known for their fucking consistency, Trump voters.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're this way one week and then they're like, oh, actually we suck too. Actually, it was always We're supposed to suck. That's what we're supposed to be like. You're wrong.
Yep.
You know? They're like, if we didn't go to war, we would be fucked up. That's what I guarantee that's what they're like. And these people just want to, they just want to live their fucking life. Everybody wants to live their lives.
Yeah.
God damn it. It's not, I mean, in this case, it was their leader that suffered, but fuck him. God damn, like the CEOs last week. Fuck CEOs. They could die in a horrible way, and I wouldn't feel bad for them.
Good God.
They have all the money in the. Like I said, they could buy a jet ski right now and have it delivered to their doorstep, and then ride a goddamn airplane to a lake somewhere, and then have the jet ski delivered to them at the lake. Fuck them. Fuck this guy. Fuck Donald. Fuck everybody, man. God damn it. I'm crashing out. I'm crashing out, Terry. This sucks.
Maybe this is Matt's evil story here. Evil work.
This is my evil story. I gotta think of a penis hero name or something.
Yeah.
Penis rapper.
All right. So a few things.
Can I be the cut Avenger? I'm uncircumcised.
Oh my God.
No, I'm circumcised.
Why are we talking about this? Oh my God.
Hey, Brandon brought it up. It's Brandon's fault.
Me.
Yeah, Brandon. You were what was
Ramen
it?
Hood.
Ramen Hood.
Listen, I was just talking about burning down data centers and redistributing the RAM cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're the one who brought up the hood, like Robin Hood. But when you say Ramen Hood, all I think about is ramming some hood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. So here's
moving on.
Yeah, moving on. When it comes to U.S. policy and intervention, now a few things definitely stick out in the past that we're in this position because of our policy. One of the, I would argue, good things is in this policy is there was Obama's the nuclear agreement with Iran, where we had checks upon Iran, where we had investigators go in and check to see if they were making nuclear weapons. That was a good thing. Yeah, and they agreed to it. Yeah. They fucking agreed to it. Okay? Yeah. And then we had Trump go in and shred that deal up. Okay? Fine.
Yep. And now he's like, you guys are making nuclear stuff.
Hold on.
We can't check on it?
Yeah. It gets worse than that because not only is it just they're making it unchecked now, which would have been better if we knew about it, but now we don't know about it. And then which leads to last year when we blew up the nuclear facilities. And then Donald Trump claimed a massive victory and saying to set them back years and years and years. And only for us to go back just this past weekend to bomb them again. So evidently we didn't set them back years and years and years. And then this is only going to further their expectations to their drive to do it more. It's the same way if we were to retaliate against North Korea, they would further double down on their efforts. Why don't people understand that? That's logical.
Because I don't know.
Whether you agree with the policy or not, I mean, you can see the pattern. It's like a fucking graph chart. Like the plots.
It makes no sense.
It's like you put your point.
It's one of those things where it would be actually much better if we would just go and fucking help them and shake hands and try to make them a better country. But if we do that, we're fucking communists or socialists or whatever.
No, we get labeled as working with terrorists or the evil people of the world. That's what happens, which in a way we are, but we're trying to make the world a better place. So you have to fucking deal with a devil, whether or not it's the one you want or not. That's out of the question. It's like when the world is all fucked up anyways, you have to deal with a devil. And now the question is which devil?
Right. I wanted Brandon's opinion on it. What would your porn policy be? Tara?
So we have to work with incentives. I think if you work with incentives, people typically do the right thing. Obviously, you can de-incentivize them with military attacks, but let's say if you want to alleviate the stresses upon a nation, you could start thinking about, well, what stresses do they have? Are they food insufficient? Are they medical insufficient? Like, what resources can you help them attain, and what better alliance can you get so that way their people are thriving rather than suffering? And I'm not saying that you just give them a free handout. By no means, no. You have to make these contingents upon the conditions which you set forward. Like, you can't do any human rights violations. You can't do any like atrocities. You can't invade another country. Like, these are contingencies we would be putting in place while you're aiding a country. I'm not saying
I think
the US should be the only one doing it either. We can work with the EU. We can work with other allies. This is where you get foreign policy to be at its best and the strongest, is when you work together to solve a problem.
Right. And I think the reason why I don't actually care that this guy's dead is because he was a monster, and this stuff was passed, or not passed, but like things like that were kind of floated by, and he was always like, no, we're going to make Iranian people suffer. That was kind of his policy.
Yep.
For most everybody who ever left Iran, not the people that were either forced to stay there, the repressed women and things like that, but like the men who are fine with this religious tyrant, that was kind of his MO, was to like never accept help, never just let Iranian people be free.
But I mean,
and
people
that was
like
part
that,
of the problem with that, but still,
people like that can be pushed aside for thriving economic and also thriving citizens. Like that, when people get when people get a taste of what their life could be, it's hard to go back. It really is. It's like the invention of the internet, and then you just if the internet was out and then everybody goes, no, we're not having the internet for anybody, it's hard to reverse that. Once the Pandora's box is open, you can't really put it all back. So people get that and they're, oh, I didn't know it could be like this, and they thrive.
Yeah, once you give people access to the free life, they don't want to go back. And like you said, you kind of have to slowly ease him out. He was almost dead. I think massive change might have happened had he just fucking died. Instead of us starting a new war over there. That's probably going to, according to previous wars,
another 20 years
we've had, probably, maybe another 20-year war. Who knows? Maybe it's like the first Gulf War and it's over within a few, it's a few short, months or weeks, whatever. Who knows?
Yeah, it's very complicated, but I feel like if you study the regions, and if you actually just listen to people, you're going to be far better off with foreign policy. But nobody wants to take the time and actually listen to people's concerns. That's the problem. People have their own motive, people have their own agenda, and people want to crack down with power and just seize everything for themselves. However, if you want
be
to
on top and getting more money,
if you want to have a better world and have everybody better off, you have to address people's concerns and their issues, whether it's medical insufficiencies, whether it's financial insufficiencies, or even like just human rights, atrocities, or invasions, or oppressive natures, or just corruptions. Like we see this happening with Ukraine, where Ukraine is entitled to some of Russia's money because they are adhering to the conditions set forth by the EU. And they can demonstrate that there's no corruption. They get more of that money. That's a good system. And that's something they need to protect themselves. So it's a win-win. Not everything has to be a lose-lose or just a lose-win. Not everything's a zero-sum game. People can thrive. A good analogy is when the tide is coming in, all ships rise because there's more water in the ocean there at that time. Not everything is set to fuck you over. It doesn't have to be like that.
You don't have to be number one as long as your people are happy. I mean, even then, number one is just a thing that we made up. All these things that we set forth, we just kind of decided that that's the way it's going to be. It doesn't have to be that way. You're right, Taryn.
But that's kind of my foreign policies in a nutshell, I guess. Which, I mean,
I love it.
I didn't think I would.
I think that it's a sane foreign policy. I mean, this is also, we're talking as people who aren't in any form of office or really know the actual ways to achieve that. But still, I feel like if people took a position of power and were just like, let's just make things good for people.
Yeah.
Instead of how can we make more money? Yeah. How can we get more oil? How about this? How about we just take the machine that we have right now and we start greasing it up and oiling it and maintaining it so everybody can enjoy the fucking ride.
Don't get me wrong. There's still atrocities in the world. Think back to World War II. Hitler still rose to power. There's still atrocities, but we had to deal with them with allies. That is the way we do it. We had the Axis versus the Allies. The Allies kicked the fucking Axis asses. That's how it happened. We had to work together. We're strength in numbers that way. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
I agree. Can we do a hard pivot? Did you have another thing set up?
Yes, I did have a poem.
Okay, your poem. Well, before we get to your poem, since we're since you wanted to close this out, I just want to say, we've been talking about a bunch of atrocities lately, and the world is heavy. I would like to ask either of you if you have hobbies other than video game or even just video games. What would you say your hobby is, Brandon? Do you have a hobby?
I'd say my hobby is reading.
Reading, really? That's good.
I also I also listen to a lot of ancient Egyptian history.
Yeah.
Ooh, ancient Egyptian history. See, this is how. I think if this Kamini guy just listened to Egyptian history, he might not have been such a cunt.
I mean, if you listen to some of the stuff that happens in ancient Egyptian history, yeah,
he might be a little jealous. I don't know.
Yeah,
the way that guy was.
There's a lot of kings back in that day.
What would you say your hobby? Do you have any hobbies?
Well, most of them. I like to play guitar. I like to play video games. I like to 3D print.
Guitar.
Yeah. I like reading. I like learning. Really
Creative
learning
hobbies.
a lot. I like learning about all different kinds of things. Part of the reason why I like this podcast is because I like to put what I learn out there for other people to digest. But
I love that. I like hearing when you're the one that's I'll be honest. Sometimes it's really hard for me to research, but I like learning as well. Learning things. One of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
I've recently started a new hobby. I'm going to post a picture in the Coffee Talk Discord.
Okay.
And this is just a way to say maybe we should all. Is it not going to go? Hold on a minute.
Oh, the file is too powerful. Discord.
No, it's not powerful. I think it's going. It's good.
Yeah, you told me about this.
It's not the best.
You told me about this.
I told you about it.
Yeah.
But I started building scale model airplanes. I've only built one so far. It kind of sucks.
That's fine.
Looking at it in this picture, but I built it in a day and a half.
That's awesome.
And so I just want to encourage our listeners, find a hobby, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
And if this shit gets you down, just get lost in that for a while. I play the guitar.
Yeah, that's a good.
I now build
good advice.
model airplanes. Hell yeah. We just want to end this on kind of a high note.
Yeah.
Or, a positive little note. I think we're coming to the end. Is the poem not positive? Oh, no. Is the poem not positive? Oh, no.
It's going to drag us right back down, buddy.
Oh, no.
You tried.
No. I was too early. No.
Yeah.
That's okay. We just had a little reprieve here.
So this poem, a lot of people have probably already heard about this one, but it's The Hollow Men by T.S. Eliot.
Can I? Oh, The Hollow Men. T.S. I love this one.
Yeah.
Is this the one with the something in a fistful of dust or something? I don't know. Go ahead.
So this is, like I said, The Hollow Men by T.S. Eliot, which is, he lived in 1888 to 1965. So
big friends with J.R. Tolkien.
Yes.
Yeah, and Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe guy.
Yeah. So
cool dude.
Here is the Hollow Men. We are the Hollow Men, we are the stuffed men, learning together, headpiece filled with straw, alas. Our dried voices, when we whisper together, are quiet and meaningless, as wind in the dry grass, or rats' feet over broken glass, in our dry cellar. Shape without form, shade without color. Paralyzed forces gesture without motion. Those who have crossed with direct eyes to death's other kingdom. Remember us, if at all, not as lost, violent souls, but only as the hollow men. Eyes I dare not meet in dreams, in death's dreams kingdom. These do not appear, there the eyes are. Sunlight on broken columns, there is a tree swinging, and voices are, and the winds singing, more distant and more solemn than a fading star. Let me be no nearer in death's dream kingdom. Let me also wear such deliberate disguises. Rat's coats, crow's skin, cross staves, in a field behaving as the winds behaves. No nearer, not the final meeting in the twilight kingdom. This is the land, this is the dead land. This is cactus land. Here the stone images are raised, here they receive the supplication of dead man's hand under the twinkle of fading star. Is it like this in death's other kingdom, walking alone at the hour when we are, trembling with tenderness, lips that would kiss, from prayers to broken stone? The eyes are not here, there are no eyes here. In this valley of dying stars, in this hollow valley, this broken jaw of our lost kingdom, in the last of our meeting places, we grope together, we avoid speech, rather gathered on this beach of Tumid River, sightless unless the eyes reappear as the perpetual star multiplication rose of death's twilight kingdom, the hope only of empty men. Here we go round the prickly pear, prickly pear, prickly pear. Here we go around the prickly pear at 5 o'clock in the morning. Between the idea and the reality, between the motion and the act, falls the shadow. For thine is the kingdom, between the conception and the creation, between the emotion and the response, follows the shadow. Life is very long between the desire and the spasm, between the potency and the existence, between the essence and the descent, falls the shadow. For thine is the kingdom, for thine is life, for thine is the... This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but with a whimper.
That was beautiful, Taryn.
Yeah. So
I have
good.
a poem also. Can I?
Sure.
I would like to.
Double poem?
Everybody close your eyes.
Yep.
Double poem time. Close your eyes.
Mhm.
Just imagine yourself on a beach right now. Okay?
Okay.
Brandon, you closing your eyes?
Yeah.
Okay, good. There once was a man from Nantucket whose dick was so long he could suck it. Wiping his chin, he said with a grin, "If my ear were a cunt, I would fuck it." Thank you.
Okay. Glad you could share that after mine.
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
I've never actually read that poem, that whole one.
Matt, I also have to come at you for a second here. You were mentioning The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. That was C.S. Lewis, not T.S. Eliot.
Oh, that's C.S. Oh, I get those guys mixed up a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my bad. Thank you for correcting me. That was a beautiful poem, though.
Yeah. I think it's very fitting
Of
with
the
the world.
Yeah.
And
Brandon, what were you saying just a second ago?
I was just gonna say, Lion Jesus does not approve.
Yeah, he does not approve.
yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing the way that these guys, like the T.S. Eliot and that W.B. Yeats, both of them.
I thought you were going to say the man from Kentucky.
The man from Nantucket. No. On a serious note, the prescient ideas they had about the future and the world in general, like, it just goes to show, like, this stuff isn't really complicated. It just happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm trying to say. You know, not anybody can predict it, but you know, it's not hard to call out, but it's hard to step out of the way of.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, everybody, that was Coffee Talk.
Yeah.
What a beautiful Coffee Talk it was. It was funny. We laughed. We cried.
We whimpered.
We didn't sing songs. We whimpered.
We've implicated ourselves in data center terrorism.
We got some evil arcs going
again,
now.
For the second time. Yeah. Brandon made a new character, Ram Hood. I expect you to play that character up next time, Brandon. I want a costume and everything, okay?
Yeah, sure. We're gonna make this a video podcast now.
Yeah. We're going to get some fan art in.
By the way, this was episode 20 of Coffee Talk. It was a good episode, guys. We I don't know how we went for an hour on basically one topic.
Yeah, we got it, though.
That hardly ever happens. That was impressive.
Yeah.
Good job,
Yeah.
Taryn. Thank you. That was fun. Do you have any more thoughts,
Well,
guys,
there might
before
be
we
some
kill
new
this?
channel changes, so
There might keep an eye out for the channel because it might change.
yeah, we got some
Wink,
announces coming up soon. So announcements
we'll
for
probably
announcements. That's what we're doing.
We'll probably release a video detailing, like a short one, maybe
Yeah.
of like what it.
You guys will definitely know.
But it's good. It's good stuff. You'll know. You'll understand, or maybe you won't, and we'll never see you again.
Who knows?
But who knows? I've been Matt. That was Taryn and Brandon. Have a great afternoon. Go do a hobby, and then go whimper, like all the world should.
All the hollow men.
All the hollow men.
Bye.
Adios.
Good night.
1, 2, ready, go. What's the news? Hey, is there something new? What's the news? Say what you want to say.